Vampire love reigned supreme this weekend at the box office. Viewers flocked to the big screen adaptation of Twilight. James Bond still continued strong. Figures on those movies as well as an exclusive interview with independent filmmaker Dr. Matt Jenkins. This is all coming up next on CUTV's The Film Geek. Twilight was the monster this weekend at the box office. It took in $70.1 million. Twilight, I went and saw this movie on Saturday night, and it can best just be summed up like this. Oh my God, I love this boy who's a vampire, and he wants to eat me. Yeah, I just didn't get the whole story about being in love with a vampire after he told you he wanted to drink your blood, as well as he gave you the opportunity to leave. Quantum of Solace took in $27.4 million, and that was good enough for second place. Both the Dog, starring John Travolta and Miley Cyrus, was third. Madagascar 2 and Role Models rounded out the top 5. And today we have a very special guest here on the set, Dr. Matt Jenkins. Dr. Jenkins, thank you for coming on the show
Kyle,
today.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to be here.
That was a lovely voice you did. We're going to be doing a cartoon later on, and I'd like you to try out for one of the voices.
Oh, great. Yeah. Dr. Jenkins here is an independent filmmaker here in Oklahoma. He has several movies to his credit. His latest movie is Where's Dookie Cannata? Dr. Jenkins, what's this movie about?
Well, it's my tribute to film noir and screwball comedy. I love those kind of films that are on Turner Classic Movies that are on late at night with Cary Grant, and it's kind of my tribute to that. It's a story of a widow who discovers her husband owes debts to a crooked cop, and the late husband's secretary's husband has been kidnapped, and so she's agreed to help find her in exchange for paying the cop off.
Okay, now there's a description of Dookie. Now let's take a look at Where's Dookie Cannata?
It happened so suddenly.
Sorry for your loss.
I'm Dolores Cannata.
That's schnutz, my dear. Keep the bullet. It'll remind you of what'll happen to you if you don't give me my money.
And to ask Mr. Soho to help me find my Dookie.
Get out.
I told you to put that thing away. I don't know, it makes me feel like a man. Seeing that your husband is dead, maybe you can find a new man. That's what I'll do if I don't get my Dookie back.
I must say I knew you'd be back. You need help with all that money.
She says if I want my Dookie back, then I have to pay.
Where's Dookie Cannata?
And what a great clip there, Dr. Jenkins.
Thank
That was
you.
very entertaining to watch. Now, I understand you brought some pictures with you here, and the first one I think we have is, it looks like some actresses, and your script supervisor, Jeannie Ann Roy. Tell us a little bit about this picture. I understand it was pretty cold in the creamery.
Oh, okay. Well, that picture was taken while we were shooting in the creamery, and yes, it was a chilly day in March, and the walls are really, in the creamery, are thick cement walls, and so they suffered through it, persevered, and were troopers, and we got what we needed for that. And so, yeah, that's what that shot is, a little behind-the-scenes kind of stuff.
Okay. And then the second picture we have here, another behind-the-scenes shot. I think I'm in this shot.
Yes, well,
and this is Dr. Walton character, Dr. Justin Walton, who was on our election night. This is a shot of him. He played a character in your movie as well.
He played the crooked lawyer, B.A. Schnutz. And this is a scene in his office, and I think you're laughing at something. You ran the boom for us one of the 2 days, and I wanted to include it because I want to include you in it and show you making a funny face and all that kind of stuff.
There seems to be a lot of what's going on around here. Now, I've heard about this behind-the-scenes feature out on the DVD. Can you explain briefly some of what that is?
Well, the other boom operator on Dookie Cannata was a guy named Gilly Aguilar, who was a former student of ours who've gone on to bigger and better things. And he just did this running commentary throughout the entire shoot, and so we put it together and kind of behind the scenes with Gilly Aguilar. We do have a clip of it I'd like to show you. It's a shortened version of the entire behind the scenes with Gilly. He's a very funny guy, a terrific guy, and I was glad he was able to work on this production with us.
All right, well, let's take a look at a behind-the-scenes clip of Where's Dookie Cannata?
Hello, I'm Gilly Aguilar. I was the boom operator on Where's Dookie Cannata.
Tape is rolling. Scene 10, shot 1.
Scene 10, shot 1, take 2. Action.
This was the first scene we shot. It was a very cold Saturday morning. The first scene was shot out at Madison Park at Park Tavern. I think what makes this scene is Mr. Adams watching and wiping that one spot over and over. We had to basically unplug everything in the room because it made so much noise.
I got a flashlight. Let me go get it.
We shot this scene in Lawton's old Italian restaurant. It's also Lawton's darkest restaurant. No one knew we were shooting there, so when everybody walked in, it was kind of a big surprise. It was like dinner theater, I guess, to them. They got dinner and a This place was actually the coldest to shoot that day, even though we were indoors, because it was kind of abandoned and it was concrete all over. It was the coldest place in there. I think it almost made it colder. And apparently this is also where everyone goes to break their glass bottles for some reason. You couldn't walk like 2 feet without stepping on glass. I think Dr. Jenkins should have left the sound effects of him saying "bam" in the raw footage. He should have kept that in there. We're winding down. This is a wrap. That's what we in the biz like to call it, a wrap.
Dr. Jenkins, from what I've heard, Dookie will be screening at the Trail Dance Film Festival. Is that right?
Yes, we're very excited that we were accepted into the 3rd Annual Trail Dance Film Festival that will be held in Duncan, January 16th through the 18th. It'll also screen along with our student documentary that was produced last summer called Y'all Watch This, Red River Indie. So I'm really thrilled. This is the first screening of Where's Dookie Cannata in a professional kind of setting. We have slated 10 festivals that we've entered into so far, and this is the first one it's been accepted into. So we're excited, very excited about it.
Now, when's the Trail Dance Film Festival?
January 16th through the 18th of 2009. So it's really going to be the second week of the spring semester that it'll screen over there. And we're working on having a little reception and everything, and hope everybody can come because it'll be exciting. I'm just thrilled to death. I can't wait.
Definitely head on over to Duncan for the screening. We'll have more information on that in a future episode. All right, folks, now that we know what a Dookie is, here's what's new on DVD for November 25th. We have Fred Claus, Meet Dave, and Hancock. All these movies were fairly decent. Fred Claus has Vince Vaughn in it as Santa Claus's older brother. Meet Dave, Eddie Murphy comedy, not so good. And Hancock was a superhero movie with Will Smith in it this summer. Dr. Jenkins, did you get a chance to see that?
Hancock?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Enjoyed it very much. Absolutely sure.
All right. Now, Dr. Jenkins, one of your older movies is slated for a DVD release in Hastings stores as part of a compilation DVD. Which one is it?
Well, it's The Last Dive, which screened at Trail Dance last year. So you want to be sure you can get it when it comes out on the compilation in Hastings around December 1st-ish in there. The nice thing about the Trail Dance Film Festival is the winners, and The Last Dive did win a Golden Drover last year. The winners get to be put on a compilation that is released by Anthony Foreman and the others at Trail Dance. And so that makes that festival that much more exciting to get into. And it will be in all the Hastings stores around December 1st.
December 1st. That's really exciting, Dr. Jenkins. Now that we know a little bit about it, let's take a look at The Last Dive.
Attention on deck! All hands report to duty stations! I said all hands report to duty stations!
Discovering his crew is missing, this skipper finds himself trapped alone aboard his submerged submarine. Will he be able to save his sub when it's attacked?
Got to get us to the surface!
Can the skipper's wife help rescue him? Find the answers in the exciting new movie, The Last Dive.